We begin the Fox 13 Quickcast with breaking news. A fire burning along I-80 in Parley's Canyon is forcing evacuations tonight. The Parley's fire broke out at about 6 this evening. Crews say strong winds fed these flames, now 200 acres. It forced the Mount Air community to evacuate, likely through the night until the fire is no longer a threat.
It's just coming home. I had about 10 phone calls saying there's a fire.
It's nerve-wracking, but this is something we've prepared for many years and been concerned about.
The fire also led to I-80 being closed at the mouth of the canyon in both directions. I-80 has since reopened. We'll keep you updated both online and on air on Good Day Utah tomorrow morning starting at 4:30. Jody?
And the good news is the winds have subsided compared to what they were earlier today. We had the 20 to 30 mile an hour winds. Now winds are between 8 and 10 miles an hour. That goes statewide. Winds have been kind of shifting between northeast and southeast, which happens when there's not a consistent wind. We do have a fire weather warning, though, that still is in effect through tomorrow, and that's for the east central part of the state. Meanwhile, radar shows that not a lot going on here. However, if you right there, that is a very weak front, and that is going to move through tomorrow, and that is going to shut down the winds. It's also going to shut down the temperatures just a little bit. So we are going to see slight cooling as this front comes through. Southern Utah, you'll stay about where you were today. You'll stay there again tomorrow, and temperatures stay right about 102, 103. But in northern Utah, we're going to drop to 93 degrees, which is where we should be for this time of the year. No triple digits for 7 days.
All right, thanks, Jody. The Davis School Board voted unanimously this evening to keep a hybrid schedule for the coming school year. People pleaded for a 5-day regular school schedule at this emergency meeting. Others wanted the board to keep the plan as is, 2 days a week in person, 3 online. The board's decision to keep the hybrid came with mixed reviews.
It's unfortunate that our teachers were chosen over our students.
It really is the wisest choice. It's the best compromise.
The board says these plans are flexible, so things could be adjusted during the school year. Lori Vallow Daybell has waived her preliminary hearing set for next week. The bodies of her 2 children were found in the backyard of her current husband, Chad Daybell. He was bound over for trial earlier this week. Prosecutors in Lori's case will not have to present evidence on charges related to the deaths of J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan. We've also learned that Lori could soon face charges in Arizona of conspiracy to commit murder in the death of her previous husband, Charles Vallow. Some University of Utah students want the on-campus police department disbanded. They expressed outrage today over the campus police response to Lauren McCluskey's murder. A new report reveals the officer who handled McCluskey's case showed inappropriate images of her to fellow officers before her murder. 587 new COVID-19 cases in Utah today, just under 43,000 cases statewide now. The rolling 7-day average of positive tests is 449 a day. 3 new deaths from Davis, Salt Lake, and Utah counties today. The death toll now stands at 330. The St. George community honored fallen Army paratrooper Sergeant Brian Cooper Mount today. His body was taken from the airport to the mortuary in a procession. He died in a rollover crash in Syria last month. If you'd like to support Mount's family here in Utah, we have a link to a GoFundMe page at fox13now.com. Today was the 75th anniversary of dropping the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan, the beginning of the end of World War II. Much of that mission, from the design of the bomb to the planes that flew them, were developed at Wendover Army Air Base. We spoke with the son of a man who flew one of the B-29s on both Hiroshima and Nagasaki missions about what this day means to him.
He was an eyewitness to the event that happened 75 years ago today. His plane was pointed directly at Hiroshima. This is part of my dad's life, a big part of it. He met my mother in Salt Lake when he trained here.
To see these pieces of history, go to the Wendover Army Air Base Museum just off I-80, just before the Utah Nevada border. Finally, a heartwarming and unique reunion between two sisters at the American Fork Hospital during this pandemic. Emma and Amber Pyle grew up sharing a room and recently ended up in labor within just a few days of each other in the same maternity ward. Both mothers and their babies are doing well. That's the Fox 13 Quickcast, the day's top stories in 5 minutes. Modern Family starts now.